is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a video. We're going to talk about the new highly paid long-term deal for Myles Turner. I know I'm a little late on this because when he got signed, I was at work. So now that I get a chance to really think about it, now we know the numbers are 72 million. He has a chance to grow to 80 million if he gets certain awards to his name. He can make even more money under this contract. But for 4 years, $72 million deal for this team, and this team don't have another all-star. They have Victor Oladipo, and that's it. One reason that a lot of people thought Myles Turner should have been better than he is because you look at the numbers and you see that they're not that great. Anybody that sees this, somebody, a random person that don't know Myles Turner or ever seen him play, they're going to look at the numbers for the last 3 seasons that he's been in the NBA, and they're going to say that he's not that good just based off numbers. And those people really ain't watching the games. It doesn't really see what he brings to the table, like his ability to space out the floor, so Victor Oladipo and Collison and Tyreke Evans to get to the paint, having him as a guy that can always hit that mid-range jumper, and the fact that he can always stretch it out to that three-point line and shoot at a decent percentage. Now, he only shot 2.4 threes, so he's not really shooting them to the point where he's shooting 4 or 5, 6 of them a game. He's shooting enough of them, and he's shooting a respectable level of threes from that percentage. He's respectable, and he's confident when he's taking that three. Now, we knew he can potentially become one of the better big men in the game because of his size, his speed, his athleticism, his length, his ability to have that athleticism on the defensive end, his ability to have a soft touch from the free throw line, from the elbow. He used to even do a post up as he got in the NBA in summer league. And if you watch his college, he used to have that bang bang turnaround jumper, and it was basically unstoppable and it was basically unguardable. He was highly efficient taking that shot, and it was in the low post, kind of like Joel Embiid, kind of, but a little less polished because he didn't have all the moves. He really just had a little face up and step back three. I mean, step back fadeaway. So that was one of his go-to moves. That was one of the moves that made him so dominant because you had no real way to guard it because he was so quick with it. And the fact that he was longer and quicker than everybody at that position at that time. I think he definitely needs to bring that back if he really wants to be a more intricate part of this team, because I feel like Myles Turner is not about the numbers. It's not about him being able to space out the floor. It's just about him wanting to be dominant. It's about him wanting to touch the ball. Myles Turner, he goes several possessions without asking for the ball. He doesn't mind taking games off offensively. If you really want to pay this guy 72 million, and you think he's going to be a great addition to this team in the future, you have to utilize him more. And that's why I say I look at more than just the numbers. I watch him play. I watched him play in the playoffs the last couple years, and I feel like Myles Turner, if he really wants to be great, he has to want and wants to demand the ball. He has to have go-to moves. He has to know how to dominate with the ball in his hand or even off the ball. I feel like he's getting better with scoring off the ball, but he's still not trying to be a dominant force. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of players like Porzingis, for example, that he doesn't mind being a second or third option. He's just trying to do what wins. But that also stops you from being the best player on your team because you're not trying to go out there and just show out. You're trying to go out there and pick your spots when to score, pick your spots when to get a couple baskets in. You got to have that mentality. This guy can't guard me and just dominate that matchup. This guy is too little, and shoot over him, post him up, dunk on him, get to the free throw line. And that's one thing with the buddy. You losing a lot of people that at the end of the day feel like they're fine with being the second, third, or fourth option. They're fine with buying into a team concept, but they're not trying to really take that next level of being dominant. And I said that about a lot of stars, even like Jokic, for example. They have to have that mentality that if they have a chance to score, if they have a chance to really, impose their will, they have to do it. And a lot of guys are not having that mentality, and that's why you see them not making the playoffs, not really putting up the numbers you think they should put up, not filling that role that you think they should fill. Because when we all seen Myles Turner coming into the NBA, we all thought he was going to be a star. We all thought he was going to be an all-star, and he hasn't even looked close to that. Personally, to my opinion, he's not even an all-star player at this point. He's been in the league for 3 years, and we have not seen the significant jump in his abilities. Actually, to me, he personally played a little worse last year. Yeah, I know he was injured; he couldn't really fill it out. But even when he was healthy, he didn't look like an all star um, for this team. And I think like when he came into the league, I thought that he had definitely reached that level at one point. But his best years when he played 81 games in his second season, he just averaged 51% from the field, 34 from three, 80% from the free throw line. But he gave you 7 rebounds and 1 assist and 14 points a game. So you've seen potential that he can really be that second or third guy on a great team. But then to see him regress and even see him playing the preseason, it looks like he just don't have that mentality to be great on a daily consistent basis, and that's what separates the good and the role players from the great and the dominant. Is having that dominance every game, having that mentality every game, and going out there and doing it consistently as much as you can throughout 82 game season and in the playoffs. And he just don't have that it factor. He don't have that nasty, that fight, that dog in him. He just feels like, hey, if I get a couple jump shots, I'm gonna take them. If I don't, I'm just gonna find a way to get open. He's not trying to get that ball and dominate. So I think that's the biggest thing with Myles Turner is that if you're gonna give him 4 years, 72 million, what is his ceiling? Do you want him to be an all-star? Or are you going to utilize him more? Are you going to make him more of a focal point of the offense because you're paying him more money? You need him to do more because he's getting more money. That's going to be the thing that we're going to have to watch and see when his contract start to kick in next year. How are they going to utilize Myles Turner now that they're paying him real money every single season, and they're giving him a lot of their cap with Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo came in to Indiana and he was an instant star from day one, but he chose to take over. Remember, they beat Cleveland a couple times because he took the big threes. He went at LeBron. That mentality is what made him an all-star and an all-NBA player, and he gave his all and fought on defense. Myles Turner can be a little inconsistent defensively. Sometimes he looks like he can be a defensive player of the year. Sometimes he looks like another guy that's just on a team that's playing in a team scheme. Sometimes he looks like he can take over a game and average 20, 21, 22 points. And most of the time, he looked like a guy that just happy getting 4 or 5 shots a game. So I definitely want to see how his mentality change. I definitely want to see how Nate McMillan is going to utilize him more now that he has more money. Would the owner want to see more from him since he committed more money to Myles Turner? So we all think he has a talent. We all think he can do it. It's just about having that mindset, having that mentality, and going out there doing it on a consistent basis. And if he's able to do that, I don't see why anything else can hold him away from being an all-star or even a second option. I think even when he came into the league that he can be a first option, and he hasn't been able to live up to that so far. So at the end of the day, I think that people are going to judge him about his age. He's not that old. He's 22 years old. He has multiple years to get it right. He has multiple years to hit that level and really finally break through. But when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And will it happen? That's the key. There's a lot of guys that we thought was going to be great, but they ended up being busts. There's a lot of guys that showed out and showed that they can play. Soon as they got the money, they was no good. Soon as the team started adjusting and adapting and game planning against them, they couldn't be great anymore. So we will see. It's hard to get stars in Indiana unless you drafting them. That no, most free agents don't want to go to Indiana. Most high profile players don't want to go to Indiana. For them to have somebody like Myles Turner that they drafted and he was willing to commit and be a part of this team, you want him to put in the work. He transformed his body. He looks like he wants it more. That's why they gave him the money. And if he has that mentality, he has the talent and abilities to get it done. But they were smart for trading Paul George because he didn't want to be there and end up getting Victor Oladipo, who ended up being the star. And they made it to the playoffs without Paul George, and they was able to give a fight in the playoffs. Now it was about building upon that year and trying to get further and trying to do better than they did last year as they grow together, have more chemistry, have a similar roster. Now it's time for them to take another step and win more games and get out of the first round. If they're able to do that, then that's a successful season. But we will have to see, obviously, in the future, was this a good deal for Myles Turner? Would it be good for him? Would it be bad for him? Or will they be trading him in 2 years because he didn't live up to the contract and now they're trying to get rid of him? So we will see. I think he has the talent. I think he might do it. I used to be more of a believer in Myles Turner. I just feel like he don't have that mentality to really be a great player. But we will see as this season and next year go how he will adjust, how he will adapt, and will he make the changes and really go out there and give it his all every game. So let me know. Do you think Myles Turner will be a bust? Do you think he'll be a superstar? Do you think he'll just be an all-star? Do you think he'll just be a role player? Is he overrated? Is he underrated? Was he worth the contract? Let me know anything that you guys believe in the comment section below. I read every comment. Also, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Also, check out my Spreadshirt. There you can find t-shirts, hoodies, and sweaters, even accessories like iPhone, Samsung cases, also pillowcases and water bottles with my name and my brand on it. Thanks for supporting the brand. Thanks for buying merchandise, but also thanks for watching the videos, enjoying the videos. I enjoy making them. You guys enjoy watching them. Also, thanks for binge watching. I got what to expect for all the season predictions, all the team prediction, the war predictions, and the top 5 players and the top 10 players in the world, all available in my What to Expect playlist. Binge watch that while you get ready for the season, which starts today. Enjoy the season, enjoy the videos. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you really think about Myles Turner, as he got his bread, he got his commitment. Now it's time for him to put in the work to become great. Will he do it? Will he not? We don't know, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.